Have you ever heard of the paleo diet? It's often praised as a path to better health, even by celebrities like Gwyneth Paltrow. For years, she followed it religiously, avoiding bread, dairy, and grains to stay healthy and energized. But recently, Gwyneth made a surprising decision. She walked away from the paleo diet completely. Why would someone so committed to health abandon a diet she once trusted? And more importantly, what lessons can we, especially those of us over 60, learn from her journey? Today, as a nutrition specialist who has worked with hundreds of seniors, I want to share why chasing strict diets may not always be the best path, and how flexibility might just be the secret to lasting health. If you're over 60 and want to stay strong, energized, and happy, you're in the right place. Subscribe to Golden Heart Advice now, and let's embrace a healthier, more joyful life together. First, let's take a closer look at what the paleo diet actually is. 1. What is the paleo diet? And why did so many believe in it? When most people hear about the paleo diet, they imagine something simple. Eating like early humans, hunters and gatherers. The paleo diet focuses on meat, fish, vegetables, fruits, nuts and seeds. It strictly avoids grains, dairy, beans, refined sugars and processed foods. The idea is this: if it wasn't available 10,000 years ago, you shouldn't eat it today. In theory, it sounds perfect, but in practice, things are more complicated. For many, it sounds like the perfect way to stay slim, strong, and energized. Even Gwyneth Paltrow, a symbol of healthy living, became a strong supporter. For years, she eliminated bread, rice, oatmeal, beans, and dairy from her meals. She believed it would keep her body light, inflammation low, and energy high. At first, she felt great. But as time went on, cracks began to show. And here's what many people, especially those of us over 60, must understand. Our bodies change as we age. After 60, we need extra calcium for our bones. We need more fiber to keep our digestion healthy. We even need healthy carbohydrates to maintain steady energy levels. Unfortunately, the paleo diet removes many of these critical foods. Whole grains like oats and brown rice, beans and lentils, dairy products like yogurt and cheese, rich in calcium and protein. A study found that seniors on restrictive diets like paleo faced up to a 35% higher risk of nutrient deficiencies. This can lead to brittle bones, constipation, low energy, and even heart strain. Trying to eat perfectly isn't always the same as eating smart, especially when your body has new needs at this beautiful stage of life. It's a lesson that even Gwyneth, despite all her discipline, had to learn the hard way. Before we move on, I'd love to know, have you ever tried a special diet like paleo, keto, or something else? How did it make you feel? Next, let's walk through Gwyneth's journey and the moment she realized it was time to let go of paleo. 2. Why did Gwyneth Paltrow walk away from the paleo diet? At first, Gwyneth Paltrow felt energized by the paleo lifestyle. Cutting out bread, dairy, and grains gave her a sense of control and purpose. Her skin glowed, her body felt lighter. For a while, everything seemed perfect. But over time, something shifted. Despite her strict routine, Gwyneth noticed subtle warning signs. She often felt tired, not just at the end of a busy day, but even in the mornings. She struggled to enjoy meals, always worrying whether she was breaking the rules. Eating, something once joyful and nourishing, became a daily test. And then came the moment that changed everything. It happened one evening during a simple family dinner. Everyone gathered around the table, laughing and sharing plates of pasta, fresh bread, and homemade desserts. Gwyneth sat quietly, picking at her salad. Around her, laughter filled the air, plates were passed, memories were made. But for Gwyneth, every bite tasted like loneliness. In that moment, she realized, What good is health if it isolates you from the people you love? Health isn't just about what we eat. It's about how we feel, emotionally, socially, spiritually. Food is more than fuel, it's a connection to life, family, and happiness. Gwyneth decided it was time to let go of rigid rules. She began eating pasta again, savoring bread, and enjoying a little cheese now and then, not every day, not excessively, but with freedom, mindfulness, and love. And guess what? She felt better. Not just physically, but emotionally and mentally too. This is an important lesson for anyone over 60. Rigid, stressful eating habits can sometimes do more harm than good. Flexibility often supports better long-term health and a happier heart. Before we move on, I'd love to ask you, have you ever felt like a diet made you lose not just weight, but also a little joy? Now let's take a closer look at why the paleo diet, despite its popularity, might not be the best fit for seniors. 3. Why the paleo diet may not be ideal for seniors. On paper, the paleo diet sounds clean and natural. Fresh meats, fish, vegetables, fruits and nuts. No processed foods, no added sugars. It seems simple, but for seniors, simple isn't always safe. Let's talk about what paleo eliminates and why that matters after 60. First, grains. Whole grains like oats, brown rice and quinoa are packed with fiber. Fiber supports digestion, heart health and blood sugar stability. Without enough fiber, seniors may face constipation, higher cholesterol, and unstable blood sugar. Second, dairy. Milk, yogurt, and cheese are rich in calcium and vitamin D. These nutrients are vital for maintaining strong bones and preventing fractures. After 60, our bone density naturally declines. Skipping dairy can increase the risk of osteoporosis and bone injuries. Third, beans and legumes. Beans are not only great sources of plant-based protein, but also rich in fiber, potassium, and folate. They support heart health, blood pressure control, and digestive wellness. By cutting out these foods, paleo may create silent risks. Risks that don't show up immediately, but build up over time. A large study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that seniors who avoided grains and dairy had a 35% higher risk of developing nutrient deficiencies. These deficiencies can lead to fatigue, weakened bones, digestive issues, and even higher heart disease risk. In other words, paleo's simplicity may create silent nutritional risks for older adults. Seniors have unique nutritional needs, and we must honor them. As we'll see next, flexibility might offer a healthier, happier path. Before we move on, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever noticed changes in your energy or digestion when you adjusted your diet? The big lesson: flexible eating for a happier life. After 60, when Gwyneth Paltrow walked away from the strict paleo diet, she wasn't giving up on health, she was redefining it. Health, she realized, is not just about eating perfectly. It's about living fully, enjoying food without fear, connecting with family and friends over meals, feeling good, not just physically, but emotionally too. This shift in mindset is powerful, and it's something I encourage every senior to embrace. After 60, flexibility isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Our bodies have changed, our priorities have shifted, and so should our relationship with food. Eating flexibly doesn't mean throwing nutrition out the window. It means building a strong, healthy foundation and allowing space for joy. Think of it like the 80-20 principle. 80% of the time, you nourish your body well. 20% of the time, you allow joy to sit at the table too. There's even research supporting this idea. Studies show that people who approach food with flexibility are more likely to maintain a healthy weight, have better mental health, and stick with healthy habits long term. That's the real secret to aging gracefully. Balance, not restriction. Imagine this: sitting at the dinner table with your grandchildren, laughing, passing bowls of spaghetti, savoring the meal together. That's health too, that's life. Gwyneth's journey reminds us that rigid rules may make headlines, but balance makes happiness. What does flexible eating mean to you? Share your thoughts below. We'd love to hear your perspective. 5. Practical tips for balanced eating after 60. Now that we know why flexibility matters, let's talk about how to put it into practice. Because theory is good, but real change happens on your plate. First, focus on variety. Aim to include colorful vegetables, fruits, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats in your meals. The more colors and textures you see on your plate, the better. Second, don't fear healthy carbs. Oats, brown rice, quinoa, and whole wheat bread provide energy and fiber. They help stabilize blood sugar and support digestion, two crucial needs after 60. Third, embrace dairy unless you have a medical reason to avoid it. Milk, yogurt, and cheese are excellent sources of calcium and vitamin D, essential for strong bones. Fourth, add more plant-based proteins. Beans, lentils, tofu, and nuts can be fantastic additions. They protect your heart, lower inflammation, and provide fiber. Fifth, practice the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, eat nutrient-dense foods that support your health. 20% of the time, allow yourself to enjoy favorites: a homemade cookie, a slice of pizza with family, or an ice cream on a warm afternoon. No guilt, no shame, just balance. If you slip up, don't worry. Health is not about one meal, it's about patterns over time. Think about eating as an act of kindness to your body, not a punishment. You deserve to enjoy food. You deserve to feel strong, energized, and happy every single day. Before we wrap up, I'd love to ask, what's one small change you feel ready to make to support your health this week? To finish up, let's quickly recap the most important lessons from today's conversation. Today, we learned an important truth. Health after 60 is not about rigid diets, it's about balance, flexibility, and joy. Gwyneth Paltrow's journey reminds us that true wellness includes both body and spirit. You don't have to choose between living well and living fully. You can and should have both. If this message resonates with you, please like this video, subscribe to Golden Heart Advice, and share your thoughts in the comments below. What's one small step you'll take today toward a more joyful, balanced life? Picture yourself sharing a homemade meal with loved ones, feeling strong, smiling freely. That's the future you deserve. We can't wait to hear your story and support you on your journey.